So let's do some printing. Today we're going to focus on lowercase g and lowercase j. Can you guess why we're picking these two letters to practice together? Well, it's because they're both way down letters. In fact, these two letters both go way down, underground, below the bottom line. And they both have a hook at the end. That's why we're practicing them together. We'll start with lowercase g. When you make a lowercase g, you start just below the dotted line. Same as where we started for a bunch of other letters too, like C and A and O and D. In fact, if you put a starting dot here below the dotted line, you're going to be ready for your backwards rainbow. That's the first part of a lowercase g. Start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around. Now this time we've made a letter O, but instead of picking up your pen, keep it where it was, and now go way down. I went so far down, I'm now underground, through the bottom line. And instead of picking up your pen, keep it down, and add a hook on the bottom. Your hook should line up with where the edge of your circle is on top. Let's do another one. 2 finger spaces. Start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around. Now go way down and hook. When you make a lowercase g, you don't need to lift your pen. I just did that at the beginning to show you the different steps. Try it again. 2 finger spaces. Start below the dotted line. Can you see my starting dot? That's about where you should be. Backwards rainbow, curve all the way around. Now go way down and then finish it with a hook. Lowercase g should not go above the dotted line. Lowercase g definitely goes underground, below the bottom line. Let's do another one. 2 finger spaces. Start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down, and hook. Your lowercase g should look nice and round on the top, just like when you practiced O and A. Let's do another one. Start below the dotted line, backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down, and hook. These lowercase g's are balanced. Notice how the hook lines up with the circle. See if you can find the mistakes with the following lowercase g's. Watch and see if you can tell what I'm doing wrong. Let's see, I'll go right here. Watch closely. Do you see a problem with my rainbow? Hopefully you noticed I went forwards instead of backwards. That's not the way to start a lowercase g. We have to do a backwards rainbow. It's called backwards because that's not the way we read a book. Try it again with me. Backwards rainbow. Did you do it right this time? And instead of lifting your pen, keep going all the way around. Then go way down and hook. Be careful of the way you start your lowercase g. It's a backwards rainbow, not a forwards. See if you can find the mistake with this lowercase g. Can you tell what's wrong? This lowercase g is backwards. When I printed it, I lifted my pen and then I moved over to the other side when I did my way down and hook. I did not need to do that. When I print a lowercase g, I don't need to pick my pen up at all. I finish going all the way around, and then I go straight way down and hook. There was no need for me to lift my pen and move it over to the other side. Can you find the mistake with this lowercase g? Hopefully you can see that this hook is much too small. It's not balanced. When you do a lowercase g, you have to go way down and then make sure your hook comes out as far as your circle on top. This hook didn't come out far enough. Let's try lowercase j. It's really similar, except you don't need to do the circle part. This time you're going to start exactly on the dotted line. Put a starting dot if that helps you. Start at the dotted line, go way down, and hook. Now you can pick up your pen and put a dot on top. 2 finger spaces. Start at the dotted line, go way down, and hook. Lift your pen and put a dot on top. 2 finger spaces. Start at the dotted line, go way down, and hook. Lift your pen and put a dot on top. Make sure your dot isn't too big. Sometimes people make their dots a little bit too dark and too big. I'm going to fall in and break my leg if you make a hole that big. You just need a small dot on top. 2 finger spaces. Start at the dotted line, go way down, and hook, lift, small dot on top. 2 finger spaces. Go to the dotted line, go way down, and hook, lift, dot on top. And one more. Go to the dotted line, go way down, and hook, lift, dot on top. When you make a lowercase j, be sure that it does not go above the dotted line, except for the dot, of course. And it's a way down letter. You need to go underground, under the bottom red line. See if you can find the mistakes with the following lowercase j's. What's wrong with this lowercase j? Can you tell that it's backwards? When you do a hook, straight down, go way down, your hook goes backwards, not forwards. It's called backwards because it's not the way we read a book. This way. Can you find the mistake with this lowercase j? This is not a lowercase j. It started much too high up. In fact, it almost looks like an uppercase j, except for the dot. When you do a lowercase j, you have to start at the dotted line and then go way down and put your dot on top last. Lowercase j is a way down letter. This is not right. It's too close to an uppercase j. See if you can make a pattern with lowercase g and lowercase j. Backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, way down, hook. There's a G. 2 finger spaces. Now we'll do a J. Go to the dotted line, go way down, hook, lift, dot on top. Continue the pattern, G, J, G, J, G, J. Next is G. Backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down, and hook. G, J, G. Now time for J. Go to the dotted line, go way down, and hook, lift, dot on top. Time for G. Backwards rainbow, curve all the way around, go way down, and hook. You can continue this pattern and practice some more.